Today marks the 24th anniversary of the September 11th attack. I would ask that you join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Councilman Sasson, if you'll lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I call to order this regular session of the Vienna City Council. Having taken roll and having a quorum, we will proceed. The first item that we're going to get into this evening is a proclamation for Constitution Week.
Whereas September 17th, 2025 marks the 238th anniversary drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention. And whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition of this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and the patriotic celebration which will commemorate the occasion, and whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States designating September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week. On behalf of the Mayor, now, therefore, I, Chad Emmerich, by virtue of the authority vested in him as the mayor of the city of Vienna in the state of West Virginia, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week, and ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals of the framers of the Constitution, had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties, remembering that lost rights may never be regained.
Moving on to our public forum, we have one individual signed up, Mr. Melvin Turner.
My name is Melvin Turner. I live at 913 22nd Street in Vienna here.
Could you pull the microphone down, please?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Is that better?
Yes.
My name is Melvin Turner. I live at 913 22nd Street here in Vienna. I was here about a month ago and spoke to you about a couple of concerns. And I have not heard really any response from anybody, so I'm back. My main concern was about the water problems, whether it be 21st Street, 40th, or whatever. I was told by the not the planning commission, but the utility board that they don't have the money to do anything with it, that they would have to find other funding. Tonight on the agenda, nothing against the college. I think that's a great thing that's going on up there. But you're gonna vote on possibly giving them $25,000 to repaint a water tower. Is that really gonna hurt anybody if that water tower doesn't get repainted? When people can't get to their house when it rains? When a fire truck or an ambulance can't get to a house because there's 3 feet of water? I just want you to think about that before you vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The minutes from the regular council meeting on August 28, 2025 have been printed, posted, and circulated. Are there any corrections to the minutes? If not, the minutes will stand approved as posted. Councilman Sasson, will you give the treasurer's report?
I reviewed the reconciliation of funds dated September 8th, 2025 and the short budget report at a high level and compared them to the previous month. The accounts are in order and the city of Vienna can pay its bills. Item number 2, while I'm on the list, is, we brought this up the last meeting that I was at, not this past one, but the first one of August. The City of Vienna Freedom Festival costs. We brought this up in the Budget and Finance, and Amy had all the breakdowns. There was $1,638.36 for Public Works overtime, $3,334.96 for police overtime, and $4,169.23 for generator rentals. So total out of pocket for the City of Vienna was $9,142.55. And the last thing is the treasurer's to talk in is when we have our Budget and Finance meeting on October 14th at 4 p.m. We're getting close to getting ready for the next cycle for the fiscal budgeting. So between now and that meeting, if there's things that come to mind of what you would like to see or added for the upcoming cycle, let me know so we can start taking that into consideration, because December's right around the corner. That's all I got.
Thank you. Before we get to new business, we have one item of unfinished business, and that is the second reading dealing with play streets in Vienna. Mr. Skogstad?
And I'll just read it by title, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
An ordinance amending section 31104 of the codified ordinances of the City of Vienna relating to driving on play streets. And what you have in front of you should be a copy, or a complete copy, that has the amendment in 31104A, adding 1 and 2 that sets up a procedure for repealing it. So that's what you're voting on now tonight with the amendment made at the last meeting.
Having heard the second reading of the ordinance as submitted, do I have a motion to accept as submitted?
Moved. Second.
I think I had Mr. Disler for the first, and yes, Tony can be the second. Yes. Henry, you got to do some reading, so I passed it over to him. Having a motion and a second, is there any discussion?
I've read this up before. I was in the last meeting, so I was overseas. A play street, and what's the odds of putting a speed bump on either end? Chad's like, well, they don't want to because the streets with winter and the plowing, but that at least helps slow something down.
I mean, if I may.
Go ahead.
One, before I added speed bumps to any street, I talked with our streets department, but I think you'll find, based on, my general perusal of this information in the past, speed bumps actually don't deter speed on streets. Folks have recognized that if they go fast enough with their car, the suspension systems have gotten sophisticated enough, it's actually smoother. So my concern is, while it sounds counterintuitive, is if you put speed bumps in, you actually encourage people to speed up, believe it or not. And I don't think that's the intent. And I think if you talk to Mr. Metz, who has far more experience than I do in the street department, he would tell you the same thing.
It's proven fact. What people do is speed between speed bumps. They slow down for it and then speed up and go to the other one. So it's actually, it increases the speed, not reduce it. So potholes slow people down. So I just paved the road.
You can take a couple holes in.
Yeah. So.
But anyway, I appreciate and understand what you're saying.
Any other discussion? If there's no further discussion, all those in favor of approving the second reading of the ordinance as read, please signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes unanimously.
There's one absent.
Oh, with one absent, but it would pass unanimously with those that are present. Is that a correct statement?
Yes, that's correct. Unanimously with one absent.
I have it recorded that way.
And you'll forgive me this evening, I've got the crew crud or whatever it is so keep your distance, but there you go, scoot even further. I love allergy season, it's always fabulous. Moving on to our first item of business is a resolution for the Walker Bridge donation from Jackson Park to the PHS archery team. Mr. Skogstad.
This is a resolution of the City of Vienna authorizing the donation of a surplus pedestrian bridge to Mountain State Sportsman Association for use by the Big Red Archery Team. Whereas the City of Vienna recently removed a pedestrian bridge from Jackson Park as part of park improvements, and whereas the bridge is no longer needed for municipal purposes, and whereas Mountain State Sportsman Association, MSSA, in support of the Big Red's archery program serving middle and high school students, has requested a donation of the bridge for installation over a creek on its property to provide a safe route to practice and event fields. And whereas the Vienna City Council finds there's a lack of need for the bridge by the city in comparison to the public benefit of its use by MSSA to support youth archery and recreation. And two, there's a demonstrable need for the bridge by MSSA to provide a safe pedestrian crossing for students in support of archery activities that benefit the community. Three, the bridge is of de minimis value and may cost more to the city to lawfully dispose of it than to donate it to the MSSA. Four, the MSSA is a domestic nonprofit C corporation organized under the laws of the state of West Virginia in 1940 with the purpose of encouraging the safe pursuit of hunting, fishing, and the conservation of wildlife. 5, Section 107.04 of the Vienna Municipal Code provides that the city may convey property to nonprofit organizations for less than their fair market value and without public auction when such organizations are providing services that benefit the public and are services the city itself could lawfully provide. And 6, the mission of the Mountain State Sportsman Association, promoting conservation and preserving the traditional pursuits of safe hunting and fishing, constitute services the city of Vienna could lawfully provide that directly benefit the public. 7, in the event the nonprofit organization should cease to provide such services to the public, the bridge shall, by operation of law, revert to invested in the city, and such nonprofit organization shall thereafter have no right, title, or interest therein or thereto. Now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Vienna as follows. 1, donation approved. The city hereby authorizes the donation of the surplus pedestrian bridge, formerly located at Jackson Park, to MSSA for use in supporting youth and community archery programs. 2, as is transferred, the bridge shall be conveyed strictly as is, whereas with no warranties of condition or fitness. 3, cost and logistics. MSSA shall be solely responsible for all removal, transport, installation, engineering, permitting, inspections, and maintenance of the bridge. 4, compliance. MSSA shall comply with all applicable laws, ordinances, and permitting requirements related to transport, installation, and use. 5, risk and indemnity. Prior to transfer, MSSA shall execute a donation agreement and release, holding the city harmless from all claims, costs, or liabilities arising from or relating to the bridge, its transport, installation, or use. 6, authority to dispose in the event the bridge becomes damaged or is otherwise unusable. MSSA is authorized to dispose of it with an appropriate waste disposal service in accordance with applicable local, state, and federal laws and/or regulations. 7, authority to execute. The mayor and/or parks director are authorized to execute all necessary documents to effectuate the transfer. 8, effective date. This resolution shall be effective immediately upon adoption. Can you tell that was written by a lawyer?
Would you like a bottle of water after that?
And I'll be offering my auction services later.
That's a long way to go to say,
Here's a
here's a bridge, we were gonna scrap it, and they want it. So good use. Having heard the motion, do I have a motion to approve? I have a motion and a second? Harry, he's been quick tonight, and we're gonna give that one to, the lovely councilwoman to your
I am so
left.
sorry. I lost my spot.
Miss
Who
Rhodes.
made the motion?
Mr. Ditzler made the motion. Ms. Rhodes seconded it, but I mean, I think that Mr. Morrison was in there too.
Sorry, I got it written.
Listen, you're dehydrated at this point.
I'm delirious.
I'm delirious. We're just trying to share the love,
That's right.
Having a motion and a second, open for discussion. Go ahead.
The bridges were replaced at Jackson Park for what reason?
Safety.
So why are we donating them then to archeries?
So the bridge itself was not unsafe. It was the erosion and all of the such that was around it. The bridge that they're taking actually went into the front of a very large tree. Like if you got off the bridge, you walked into a tree. There was a big tree right there. So this one structurally didn't have anything wrong with it in that sense. They were ADA compliant. And in this case, they don't have to meet those standards. So the metal structure itself is fine, and they're actually going to use just a very short section of it, not probably the entire length. Yeah, I'm sure when that tree was planted, they did a figure that it would still be there 60 years down the road. Any other discussion? Having had a motion and a second and no further discussion, all those in favor of making the donation of the bridge, please signify by raising your right hand. The motion passes unanimously with one absentee. Moving on to item number 2 is the general fund budget revision. Mr. Sassen, would you like to do that?
Yep, going through, they're looking to increase the building permits, account number 308 by $25,000. And going and taking it from contributions to the WDU Foundation for use to repaint the water tank. It's coming from account number 410-68, which is council. Pleasure.
Having heard the budget revision, do I have a motion to accept as submitted? We're gonna let Tony make the first motion, and we're gonna give you the second on that. It'll look all fair in the record, it'll be fabulous. Having a motion and a second, open for discussion. About. Okay. If there's no other discussion, if there is no discussion, all those in favor.
I'm sorry.
What?
In regards to what was said earlier, the council, do we know to repair that flooding issue, how much that would be? Have any idea?
It would take additional larger capacity pumps, stormwater pumps, then a new discharge line from the location down to Conroe. Probably looking $150,000 to $200,000 to the project.
Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to just say too, and I know we've talked about it before, but maybe it just wasn't made extremely clear. What the utility board has as far as funding has to come from the utility board. So the city of Vienna can't necessarily fund anything that streets is able to do. Or not streets, but the stormwater and water, all that comes from a different separate piggy bank. So I understand that there's frustration, but I just wanted to make that clear. They're different separate piggy banks that they come from.
We are addressing the stormwater issues throughout the city. The first step in that is we've actually flipped the switch to Dredge Pond Run, which has been a project that needed to be done over the last several decades. That will be the very first step. Then after that, we're going to start working our way in. So it'll take a little patience and time, but we're getting there. Mr. Sassen.
When's the dredging gonna start? Because when we did the budget review, Craig was talking, and I asked about the dredging, and he said, well, there's nothing in the budget, nothing's been done. I said, so what are we doing in the meantime? And I said, pray, and I said, well, we better pray a lot. So what's changed between then and now?
Well, if we can we save this conversation for closing comments if there are, so that we can move on the action at hand? So we're dealing with the resolution of the budget revision number 2, having a motion to accept in a second. Is there any other discussion pertaining to the budget revision itself? Go ahead.
Well, from the budget and finance meeting that we had on Tuesday, I did ask the question that they're gonna paint it with rollers, it's gonna be white. There's not gonna be a picture shadow on the tower, so everybody's okay.
We're just gonna do a holographic image. It's gonna change. Having no other discussion, all those in favor of general budget revision number 2 signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes unanimously. With what? One absentee.
You're a good man.
And Henry, remind me at the end, we'll We'll have that discussion during closing comments. Moving on to the item, or the resolution authorizing the donation of the $25,000 to the WVUP Foundation for the water tower repainting project. Mr. Scoggins.
And if at any point when I get through this, if I don't say West Virginia University of Parkersburg Foundation, understand that the intent of the resolution is for the donation to go to the West Virginia University of Parkersburg Foundation. This is a resolution authorizing a donation of $25,000 to the West Virginia University at Parkersburg Foundation for the water tower repainting project. Whereas the city of Vienna recognizes the historic and ongoing role of the West Virginia University of Parkersburg Foundation in supporting the mission of West Virginia University of Parkersburg and its affiliated institutions. And whereas the Vienna City Council supports the continued growth and development of West Virginia University of Parkersburg and its Innovation and Technology Center campus. And whereas Vienna City Council recognizes the need to repaint the water tower located at the WVUP ITC campus and to remove the existing logo currently displayed on the structure. And whereas the WVU at Parkersburg Foundation has agreed to undertake this project with community support. Whereas in furtherance of these goals, Vienna City Council desires to support the enhancement and beautification of the WVUP ITC campus through the painting of the water tower and removal of outdated logos to ensure the facility properly reflects the community's commitment to growth, innovation, and higher education. Now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Vienna that one, Vienna City Council hereby authorizes the donation of $25,000 to the WVU at Parkersburg Foundation to be used exclusively for the painting of the water tower at the WVUP ITC campus. 2, the project shall include the removal of the existing logo currently displayed on the water tower and painting a new logo on it to ensure the structure's appearance is consistent with the mission and vision of WVU Parkersburg, the City of Vienna, and the surrounding community. 3, this action reflects the Council's commitment to supporting WVU at Parkersburg and enhancing the appearance of the ITC campus.
Having heard the resolution is read, do I have a motion to accept?
Second.
Did you get that right?
Yes, sir.
Having a motion is second, open for discussion. At this time, Dr. Jackson, would you like to just give us a short update on where things are to the school itself?
Absolutely, I'm always 100% interested in talking about WVU Parkersburg,
was
Vienna campus.
Vienna campus, there you go. Before I get started, I had the wonderful opportunity to go up and Dr. Jackson gave me a one-on-one tour along with my wife. And we went through the campus where it is and it looks spectacular. So great job up there.
Thank
The floor is
you.
yours.
Yes, we were able to do a brief tour this morning. We do have 159 students that are currently operating on the west wing of the first floor for the computer science and computer information technology programs right now. We are also entering into an agreement with Amazon Web Services to do a cloud computing degree that will be starting in that same location soon. We are now finishing the ground floor, and we will have the child care facility that is co-locating with us at the very beginning of November. And then all of our short-term programs will be moving over there in October as well. So we have not moved everyone yet, but everyone will still get moved this fall. And today we had our first food truck arrive on campus, and it was a huge hit. So long lines, and not only the students, but also there were still many contractors on site, and they definitely enjoyed the opportunity for something different to eat. So we appreciate the community's support in that way as well. And again, we really appreciate your support for the water tower, which of course is your property. And we are thankful for you allowing us to have that logo that represents the former campus to be removed so that it is not confusing anyone about the growth of what we're doing. I would be happy to answer any questions.
Does anyone have any questions for Dr. Jackson? Mr. Jackson?
Road completion up to 12th Street, be done when?
So that actually hasn't gone out to bid yet, and it is being handled by the Wood County Development Authority, but I believe it is supposed to go to bid in October or November, and then we will find out from that exactly when the completion date is. I cannot answer that question today.
Yeah, no problem. And this is one of the things that I brought up to Craig's attention and to Chad's whenever we were looking at street paving. Because once there's gonna be a lot of traffic going back up and down 12th Street, not to really do any paving, because you're gonna just have to redo it, but then rethink, do we want blacktop or do we want cement because of all the traffic back and forth, so, okay.
Great, and I was able to show the mayor the road that we are currently working on, because we're having to redo all of the turn and the road that we have that goes to the back of the campus. We've actually increased the height of the back part of the campus, the grounds, by 8 feet. And in doing that, we have replaced all utility lines that run through that space. So we begin paving of the back portion for where we're at on October 5th. And so that's a 5-day process to pave the back of the campus and have that parking available. Along with that comes a road that will go around and will eventually be the one that matches into the 12th Street Annex, which is we're going to call Innovation Drive all the way down to 12th Street. But we do not have the official timeline yet because it hasn't been put out to bid. It is supposed to go to bid this fall.
So is it officially rebranded from WB Parkersburg ITC to WB Parkersburg Vienna campus?
No.
Okay.
Just had a side question.
That's fine.
Sidebar.
Sidebar. Any other questions? Go ahead.
Just for my knowledge and everybody else's, where do we stand as far as total investment into the property? Do you have a kind of?
Sure, absolutely. I do know. So we currently have invested $19 million. We also have taken out a $13.5 million loan. And in addition to that, we believe the total investment that WVU Parkersburg Foundation will be making into this is $35 million.
Thank you. I think it's important that people understand the amount of time and money that's being spent right here. And
Absolutely.
It's such a great thing for our community. I just thank you so much for all that you do and your team and everybody around you. It's very exciting.
Right, and I've told you this before, it's much more than just a project, because we're doing something that really allows us to look at some systemic issues that exist in Wood County and in Vienna, and that includes increasing childcare, it includes transportation enhancement, it includes more housing, it includes bringing more economic development partners, bringing more technology jobs, and also improving education. So a lot of good is going to come from what we're able to do there, and we appreciate you being a good partner in that.
If there's no other discussion, having a motion and a second, all those in favor of authorizing the resolution as read, signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was so great for Dr. Jackson to agree to get up there and do the painting herself. We appreciate that. Moving on to item number 4 on our agenda this evening is the bid recommendation and approval for the police cruisers.
Sealed bids for the purchase of 2 2026 or any make pursuit rated police interceptor all-wheel drive vehicles were opened on August 4th, 2025 at 10 a.m. with the following results. Stevens Autos for 2 Dodge Durangos, total value of $91,740 or $45,870 each. Thornhill Automotive, 2 Dodge Durangos, $90,354 or $45,177 each. After careful review of the bid proposals, the recommendation for council approval from the Budget and Finance Committee for the 2 2026 police utility vehicles is for Thornhill Automotive for a total amount of $90,354. Funding for this project is pending financing. The funding is budgeted in account 01-455-59. Following this bid, we will bid the upfitting of the vehicles, followed by the financing. If approved, the department head will be able to notify the vendor and be placed on the list for purchasing. And for the upfitting, that's for the mounting inside for the computer, the lights, everything that goes on there. So that's the work that's going to have to be the tagging, Vienna police, all that stuff.
Having heard the bid recommendation, do I have a motion to accept? Mr. Ditzler?
Second.
You got it? Okay, we're gonna give this one to Henry. You like how we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a race.
It's a race.
I'll never wanna forget about it tomorrow.
Yeah. Having a motion in a second, do we have any discussion? Mr. Sassen?
That came up during the meeting. It's like both of these auto dealers are in the southern part of the state. So the question was like, nobody here bid. And as we found out with the police cruisers and then later for the utility truck, everybody pretty much specializes in certain things. So that's why two dealerships from down in the southern part of the state bid on it when no one local did.
They specialized in, first responder vehicles, police cruisers.
And then Amy mentioned to
That's
us
the same way.
also that we used to do this through the state.
Here we go.
And then now that we're doing it on our own, it's the same type of dealerships that are the ones that are doing this.
Are they specialized for speed control on the play streets?
That's why you have a back row,
They
dig a pothole.
They come with suspension to go over possible speed bumps in the future. Don't make me laugh right now. Any other discussion? Having a motion and a second, all those in favor of accepting the bid recommendation on the police cruisers, please signify by raising your right hand. Passes unanimously. Moving on to item number 5, is the bid approval for the vehicles for public works under streets. Mr. Sassen.
Seal bids for the purchase of two 2025 or newer 3/4 ton pickup trucks with utility bodies were open on August 25th, 2025 at 9 a.m. with the following results. Matheny Motors for two 2025 Ford F-250s for a total amount of $123,976 or $61,988 each. After careful review of the bid proposals, the recommendation for council approval from the Budget and Finance Committee for the two 2025 3/4 ton trucks with utility bodies is with Matheny Motors for a total amount of $123,976. Funding for this vehicle is pending financing. The funding is budgeted in account 01-570-59.
Having heard the bid recommendation as submitted, do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
We're gonna give that one to, already did. All right. We have such a wonderful team. It's great. Having a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Mr. Johnson?
Same thing on the utility trucks. Matheny Motors, this is their specialty. If you guys are down in the city of Parkersburg, you'll see all the white trucks down through there. That's the utility trucks. No one else bid.
Is there any other discussion? Having a motion and a second, no further discussion, all those in favor of approving the bid recommendation as submitted, please signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes unanimously. Item number 6 on the agenda this evening is the approval for the kayak launch. Mr. Sassen.
Sealed bids for the construction and purchase of a kayak launch to be placed at 12th Street were opened on Friday, August 29th, 2025 at 9 a.m. with the following results. Ohio, West Virginia Excavating for $374,000. Jimmy Harper Construction for $372,300. After careful review of the bid proposals, the recommendation for council approval from the Budget and Finance Committee for a kayak launch to be located at 12th Street is with Jimmy Harper Construction for $372,300. Payment for the kayak launch is being handled by the West Virginia Department of Highways through a flap grant. And once we get into discussion, then Chad can fill you in on some additional information that hopefully surface between Tuesday when we have our meeting and today.
Absolutely. Hearing the bid recommendation for the kayak launch, do I have a motion to accept?
Second.
and a third, and a fourth. Having motion to approve in a second, open for discussion. So what Henry was talking about was the bids came in over what the anticipated original cost was, not by what would be considered a lot, but it was still higher than the bid. Though history behind this is that this was done almost 5 years ago when the money was set forth, and had we accomplished this 5 years ago, we would have been able to stay easily within that parameter. There's about a $50,000 difference in between what the grant, what we got and what we need, which actually everybody was extremely happy with but me. But, I was hoping to stay within that. But when you look at the cost of inflation and everything that went up, and the fact that we're, because it's a federal funding, we have to pay the Davis-Bacon wages, the prevailing rate wage. It's actually very good, and the state was actually very happy with it. I sent them or Amy sent the bids down. They looked at it. We have gotten approval for the additional funding above and beyond, but because it's an 80-20 split, we would still be on the hook for 20%, which is about $10,000. So at the end of the day, considering the length of time that this has taken, all the effort, energy, and work that is going into it, that seems, very good. And I'm very happy with all of those things. We did get the word today that it made it through the 3 channels that it needed to go through to get approved, and they're now just redoing the documentation showing that bump up, and we'll be able to proceed with that at hand. So all in all, as a council, I believe we should feel very good about where we're at, and what we've been able to accomplish in getting this ground broken done. Do you guys have any other questions for me or Craig?
I just want to say that I'm really happy to see this moving
Can you pull
forward.
your mic?
I'm really happy to see this moving forward. It's been a long time coming. And I think it's really going to be good for the public, and I think it's good for recreation in the city of Vienna and in the area. So I don't see any negatives to this at all. And yes, I was perfectly happy with the first bid. So yeah, but this needs done, and I think the public needs to have this. I think they need to have that promise of help. So I'm just thrilled that this is going to be done.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Craig, do you have anything you'd like to add about where we're at and timeline and?
No, if you guys approve tonight, we start tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get the silt fence put in, and next week we'll start restoration. So, we're gonna get some additional topsoil out of it, so, pretty excited about the project.
I don't think he can start until we resolve this stuff with the flood grant.
The work that they're doing, they'll be able to do. They can't actually start this is just some preliminary stuff that we're doing to prep, not actually digging and pouring and the heavy lift of it. This is just a lot of preliminary stuff that we can do ahead of the power curve.
This road's pretty much took exactly what I was gonna say. This is a great thing for the community. We've been waiting for this for how long now, and it's exciting to see it actually happening. So that's really all I had. I think Amy said it way better. Sorry, Ms. Rhodes said it way better.
I would agree. Hey, good second there, Tony. That was great. That was good attaboy. Having a motion and a second, is there any other discussion? All those in favor of accepting the bid recommendation as submitted, please signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes unanimously. This is a huge milestone for the city of Vienna. And I believe this is going to be the first domino that's gonna fall, and it's going to start and ignite an entire development along the river. It's an exciting time. That was the river. Yeah, but that was a riverfront development.
That's all it's on.
That is the entire set of dominoes. No, what's that game? Jenga. That was like the whole Jenga thing, you know, just everything all at once. Where was I? Kayak launch, there we go. Moving on to item number 7, the resolution approving agreement between the West Virginia DOT and the City of Vienna for a bridge project. This is the 27th Street Bridge Project. Mr. Skogstad.
Okay.
This is a resolution approving an agreement between the WVDO with the West Virginia Department of Transportation Division of Highways and the City of Vienna to move certain utility infrastructure at the state's expense as part of the 27th Street Bridge Project. Be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Vienna that it hereby approves and authorizes the mayor as designee to execute the attached agreement with the West Virginia Department of Transportation / Division of Highways for the design and relocation of utility facilities in connection with the 27th Street Bridge Project. The cost of design and relocation shall be incorporated into the overall cost of the bridge project. The city shall retain the right to review and approve all utility relocation plans prior to the commencement of construction.
Hearing the resolution, do I have a motion to accept? Mr. Ditzler got that one. And Ms. Rhodes got the second.
Yes, sir.
Have a motion and a second, open for discussion. Craig, you got anything to say about it?
No, what this is the state replaced the bridge at 27th Street, and then we did relocation of some utilities, and they offered to do the engineering for us, the relocation of those utilities, and this one confirmed that we would accept that from them.
And
When was the last time that bridge was replaced?
Right before my time, Henry, I don't know. I mean, it's the worst bridge that we have. There's some obstructions in that, under that bridge. It causes a lot of backflow, Long Pond Run. The center abutment, half of it's gone. There's a sewer line that extends across the center of it. So every debris comes down and catches it, so it really slows the water down there. So it's been there for 50 years.
I know mid-60s, and I used to play there.
Yeah. So,
any other discussion? All those in favor of accepting the resolution as submitted signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to item number 8. Mr. Skogstad.
This is a resolution adopting the Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, CAPER, for the city's Community Development Block Grant Program for the period of July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. Be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Vienna that the attached Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, CAPER, for the city's Community Development Block Grant Program for the period of July 1, 2024 to June 30th, 2025 be approved as attached. This document is being adopted following completion of the necessary public notices and public hearings.
Having heard the resolution as submitted, do I have a motion to accept? Harry? Do I have a second? No, Tony, no need to be shy about it. It's a good resolution. Having a motion and a second, is there any other discussion? Or open for discussion, I should say. None? All in favor of accepting the resolution as read and submitted, please signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes unanimously.
Is Tiana preparing that?
You do that,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So all of that work is your work? I mean, putting it together is all your
Yes.
work? Very good.
Thank you.
Do you have anything you want to say about any of that?
No, you passed it, that's all I needed.
All right.
Make it easy on you.
There you go. All right, moving right along. Item number 9 is a resolution for the application of another flap grant.
And I don't have it in front of me.
I can give an abbreviated version.
I've got one here.
Domino's Pizza, how may I help you?
This is a resolution authorizing the application for Federal Lands Access Program FLAP grant to fund ADA compliant boat dock, fishing area, and parking lot with lighting and at the 12th Street kayak launch. And in the future, when I write these, would you guys like me to write them a little more, with a little more brevity? Shorter? Would you like me to do them shorter?
That was a big word.
A little shorter? All right, because,
It's up to you.
okay.
Hey, you're the guy that gotta keep us legal, so,
Well,
ish.
no ish. Whereas the city of Vienna recognizes the importance of expanding recreational access to the Ohio River for residents and visitors, and whereas the city seeks to improve accessibility by constructing an ADA compliant boat dock, fishing area, and sporting facilities to ensure equal opportunities for all individuals to enjoy public outdoor resources, and whereas the project will also include the construction of a parking lot with appropriate lighting to enhance public safety and convenience, whereas the proposed improvements are to be located at the 12th Street River Access Point, a designated public access point along the Ohio River within the city of Vienna, and whereas enhancing river access is expected to promote tourism, increase recreational use, and contribute to the overall economic development of the city of Vienna, and whereas the project will incorporate stormwater management, erosion control, and landscaping improvements, protect the natural environment, ensure long-term sustainability of the riverfront, and whereas the preliminary opinion of probable development cost for the project has established a grand total of $2,243,212, and whereas the Federal Lands Access Program, FLAP, provides grant funding for transportation and access projects that improve facilities serving federal lands, and the proposed project qualifies under this program, and whereas the city of Vienna intends to apply for the full grant amount of $2,243,212 through the FLAP program with no local match contribution required from the city. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Vienna that it hereby authorizes the submission of an application to the FLAP in the amount of $2,243,212 to fully fund the construction of an ADA compliant boat dock, fishing area, and parking lot with lighting, and further authorizes the mayor and or his designee to execute all documents necessary to complete the application process.
Very good. Having heard the resolution as submitted, do I have a motion to accept? Harry and Tammy. Open for discussion.
Yeah, I just would like to hear a little bit about the and kind of the intention with the 2 million, as far as, I mean, I know we know where it's going, but what do we have, like a design? Was there something that was passed around, or was there something that was kind of shown to have like a design outline for what the money would be spent for?
So I believe a lot of this was looked at. Is Jack hanging around anywhere outside?
No, he left.
Is Jack hanging anywhere outside? Where you at? There you are. I looked right past you.
Basically, it's that right there, Tony. The drawing is right there, except in the southern end of the parcel that it shows right there. You've got riverboat access going in where they can do the boat launch. It includes the parking lot, all the lighting, all the ramps, or the walkways that will go down that are ADA compliant, that go down to a courtesy dock that's going to sit there right along the edge of it. It provides a fishing area for ADA compliant, because there is not an area in this town. We get calls all the time from people wanting to be able to fish, so they'll be able to utilize that. Right there, lighting down there, it's a pretty big project.
So the thought process in general around this is that by keeping these functions and these quality of life enhancements along the river located at 12th Street, because that's the area that has the availability, one, for the easy water inlet, and parking plays a big role into it. When you have boats and trailers and all of those wonderful things, it takes up a lot of space, and we're not wanting to take that space away from somewhere else. This again will be an enhancement. The flat grant has changed. It is not a 80-20 split anymore. So we are asking for the whole kit caboodle, $2.2 so many $1 million that's in there, 2.243212 on that. So if we get it, it will be a tremendous blessing to the city.
Yeah, I mean, that was the only, I mean, obviously this is a great thing, you know. I think I'm speaking for myself, but I believe this is a wonderful thing and very excited if we can get this. I was just wondering, you know, how we come up with the 2.2, so appreciate it.
And I have not been, I've been very outspoken. I believe the greatest amenity that we have access to is the river. And once we start to get people access to the river, Vienna has the capability of becoming the number one, in my opinion, probably the premier river city along the Ohio River. It will be beautiful, it will be serviceable, families will enjoy it, individuals will enjoy it, people will come to this location. I'm just excited to see that happen.
Just to add, in the supporting documents, you have the cost breakdown. You probably saw that. That may help answer some of your questions.
But just to be clear, this is just an application.
This is just an application. We don't have the money, we don't know that we're getting it. This is just the approval that we can drive forward and do the application.
And the things that are in here, the major features, the lot, the dock, those are just features. You'll be able to put your stamp on it as a council if you're awarded the grant and then ultimately through the design.
Right. This is just an in general cost analysis. Any other discussion? Having a motion and a second, no other discussion. All those in favor of adopting the resolution as read, please signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes unanimously. Hot dog. Look at that. Through all those agenda items. And look, I even brought snacks. I was prepared. Thank you. Thank each and every one of you for that. Now moving on to reports, standing boards, and committees. Does anybody have anything as to their board or committee that they're assigned to that they would like to update? Tony?
Nothing 100% in stone yet, but there's a good chance. We're just trying to get a couple of the pieces to fall in place, but there's a pretty good chance that at the end of the month we'll have the city of Vienna will have a brand new used hockey rink.
A new to us,
Yeah.
used to somebody else. We will have it's for floor hockey and that's such. That will be located over by the basketball courts at Jackson Park, which will be at the point of one of the new bridges that we had installed. It will be a feature that will be unique to Vienna and will hopefully be a great pool. So thank you. And thank VRIA for all their work and support on that as well. Anyone else?
The senior center, Liz did get her certification as a Tai Chi instructor. So she is taking over those classes. There will be two at one particular time and then an extra one for people that want to make it up, I think at 2:45. Also, the exercise classes have been reworked and the schedule has been redone. So hopefully that's going to add a little bit to drawing some people into the senior center. So making progress, it's great, and looking forward to see what happens.
Absolutely. Anyone else? Oh, yeah, I thought that. So moving on to council comments, I've got a couple of things to bring up. One that Russ just reminded me of. We had about 15,000 people attend the Jackson Bowl this season. 15,000.
That's awesome.
Which is incredible. The pool passes were a huge success. The pool itself, everybody loved the features of the pool. And everything went the way that it was supposed to as far as attendance. Operation, we had some snags and still have some snags that we're working through, but overall, we were able to address them. We will have some other things that we have to address before next season, but it was very well received by the community. I was standing in line at Walmart the other night at the photo section, and a woman came up behind me and she asked, she said, "Are you the mayor?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And she said, "I want to tell you," she said, "me and my kids were at the pool almost every day this summer." She said, "And we just absolutely enjoyed our time there, enjoyed, she said, the safe environment, and I felt my kids could enjoy that, so it was a great time." So that went well. Moving into comments about the dredging of Pond Run, there have been a lot of discussion by the utility board and also between Craig and myself about how we tackle the various problems that we have with drainage throughout the city. We know every time it rains that areas flood. And a lot of times we've given the stamp, it is what it is, we know it floods, it's gonna go down, the pipes are gonna do its work. I give the example, if you turn on your kitchen sink with your regular spigot and you turn it on, the water drains out of it fine. You take that same sink and you take a 10-gallon bucket of water and you dump it at one time, it's gonna flood, it's going to overflow. And regardless of what size pipes that you put in, even if Craig said, "Look, we're gonna put 36-inch drain pipes everywhere in the city," if they don't have anywhere to drain, it's not gonna matter. So the first crucial step in this, and the Vienna Utility Board is taking action on it. They've given time, energy, and effort and dedication to it, along with Craig Metz and our engineering firm. It was determined that the first step in addressing any of our drainage problems was Pond Run. You have to dredge Pond Run so that this water has some place to go. So we flipped the switch on that. The engineering's being done, the work's being done, the effort's being put into it. There's retention ponds. Am I correct? Correct me if I'm saying anything wrong, Craig.
You're correct.
There are 2 retention ponds. Are there 2 or 3?
Right.
3 retention ponds that have not been dealt with in almost 3 decades. There are 5 to 6 feet of silt in those retention ponds, which means that when water hits it, it goes straight for the drain and there's no lag in between. The intention of the retention pond is that water drains into it, then as that water rises, it slowly goes into the drain, then goes into Pond Run. Right now, that water's coming in and it's going straight for the drain. So that will be a large amount of work, but that's going to help in a lot of the areas. If you have not been to the dry dam area on the backside of Rosemar, near McDonough Wildlife Refuge, the water comes out of there, like a jet when it's full, and there's a lake on the other side. As we tackle Pond Run and we start from the river and we work our way up, this is going to be the first crucial part that has been decades in need of attention. And I think you'll see a lot of drainage issues throughout the city be resolved once we have adequate places for this water to go to. Are there plans and other things in the work? Going to Melvin's point, absolutely. We've put things on a list of priorities on how we try to back plan and work on those various things. The discussion with that area was even if we put in the larger pumps, we got no place to go to with the water right now other than creating a problem potentially somewhere else. So we are working it. My apologies if we've not put out adequate information to make you feel comfortable with that. But when I say we are working it, we are. And I have all faith in our utility board and our public works department that we're tackling it at hand. That's all the council comments I have. Rob, do you have something?
Yes, I have one. In today's paper, in the Parkersburg News, they have listed Tim Willard as our hometown hero. He is celebrating 27 years of service with the fire department. And it's a very nice article, and I just wanted to congratulate him.
I got a couple things. In the mail, everybody probably got one of these Vienna Utility Board. In there, over a period of time, it lists 8 deficiencies that the utility board failed in either sending samples in on time or communicating information to the citizens of Vienna. This isn't acceptable, and I'll explain why. When a citizen's late with a bill to pay its bill, there's a surcharge to it for a late fee. This is a service that there should be 100% compliance. So that's bullet number one.
Let me address that.
Go ahead.
Okay, a lot of the violations you were referring to is either misaddressed or the information was sent to the Department of Health, they did not receive it, so therefore we was a violation. Okay, just because they don't receive it, don't receive the facts, then that's our issue.
Return receipt.
So I don't feel that we had that violation, so. Okay, we want a quality water service. Okay?
Oh, I agree with, and our citizens should get that. But if there's something that you're in disagreement with, then take it up with the state, and if they say otherwise, then send, your samples, return receipt.
They still make me post violation.
Okay, so that was item number one. Item number two is in the Parkersburg paper. While I was away, there was an article where the city of Marietta is looking to sue the state of Ohio for injection wells.
Injection well.
Councilman
Possible
Ditzler-
litigation.
Yeah, Councilman Ditzler was in France when Glenn Newman gave a discussion. It was a really good discussion about what the deep well injection was causing to, the wells up and down the Ohio Valley. I don't know if that's something that we as a city ought to help support the city of Marietta in, because eventually if something happens to them, it's gonna happen to us, because we get all our water through underground rainy wells anyways.
Mr. Metz, would you like to address where we get our water and if the situations in Washington County will affect our water quality?
No, I can never say 100% guarantee, but our water comes from the east to the west to the river. We are a groundwater producer. Our pump elevation between 68 and 90 feet. But it's a plume that comes from the east to the west to the river. A lot of people think we draw our water from the river itself. We do not. It's been proven time and time again. That's why we don't worry about too much about the river elevations. So if there's contaminants to the east, we could possibly get it, just like the dry clean chemicals. When they was here, the dry clean chemical, the outfit was here, right here in the corner. That water, when they contaminate that water, they was going towards the river and ended up in a well field. There used to be 4 wells around this city building. They was removed. EPA drew us additional wells up on 58th Street, which is 11 through 14. To eliminate that area, then they started putting cleaners in charcoal GAC filters and to relieve that contaminant. So what's in a high, 99.9% sure it will not affect us. Nobody can guarantee 100%, but I'm not a big fan of injection wells either, but if we had something to our east, say along Rosemar or something, we should at a high, where they're putting those, it shouldn't affect us.
But through the testing and such, that's one of the things that would be picked up, what Public Works currently does.
Yeah, the GAC filters remove a lot of that contaminants we're referring to.
Okay. And then the last item on the list is, I was gone from the last meeting. I spent 2 weeks on a business trip in Asia between Thailand, Hong Kong, and mainland China. Going through, and I haven't been in China for a while, they have come a long way. I mean, I think the United States can actually learn something from the Chinese government. I know a lot of people don't like to say that, but I was in Shanghai, population 25 million people. It's one of 4 metros in China. I was in downtown business district. I walked around along the riverside, all kind of other places. Clean. You go to New York City, down to where the financial district is. You go to Philly. You go to downtown Houston in the heat when it was 98 degrees. You can smell the stench. You didn't smell nothing. There wasn't even a cigarette butt on the ground. And when I drove from there down to Nantong, which is 100 miles away on the interstate, you're like driving down 77 or across Interstate 50. no garbage on the side of the roads. It was spotless, which was amazing. So, I mean, the people got a lot of pride. And that's what I think our state, our city, and our country has lost. We really need to be proud of what we do and start cleaning up after ourselves. That's all I got.
Harry?
I want to second Henry's concern about the injection wells because I've seen litigation around the country and I've seen the corporate money overcome the citizens' interests on that. We had one of the lawsuits as to the public nuisance aspect of it, and the West Virginia Supreme Court said, well, there isn't such a claim in West Virginia. But the injection wells are down so deep that I don't think they're really blocked by the river or anything. We're in a different water table down there, and once they go messing up that water table, it is a real problem. But regarding Craig, I hope you understand that we expect you to stick around for at least another 10 years because you really do a good job. I truly appreciate what you're doing. On the flooding issue, I don't know how many people are aware that the whole Pond Run area, like for instance, the trailer park down there below Jackson School, all that flooded. And the only reason it doesn't flood, if I'm right, Craig, is because Bernie McDonough, using his own money, he decided he didn't want that flooding, and he spent a ton of money to build that retention pond up there. And that's the only reason those areas don't flood now. It flooded down there where the ball fields are and everything. It came down there. And so we owe a posthumous thanks to Bernie McDonough, Mary Rickabean's dad, for solving the problem. I know when I lived on 15th Street in 1978, the Pond Run flooded, and people were riding rafts across the street from us down in the backyards down to Pond Run. So we have come a long way in water control, and it's not something that the city really has the power to deal with a whole lot. And I truly think that the clearing out of Pond Run that you're doing, Craig, is such a vital aspect. And I hope that it also prevents the reflooding of the ball fields, because that's where we're hoping to raise the money to put that soccer field, artificial turf soccer field. And I don't know how well that would hold up if it flooded in there. I'm assuming we've got that pretty well solved, or I wouldn't be volunteering to help pay for that. I can't state enough how generous Bernie McDonough was to this community. He gave us the park that we have up there, and he solved the flooding problem, the big flooding problem that we had. So, Bernie, we appreciate you.
Yeah, real short. Just I had an opportunity to speak with a couple of Vienna residents today. They came up. Usually, whenever people walk up to me, it's to tell me about something that's wrong. But today, it was actually to express their appreciation to the streets. A couple folks, Mr. and Mrs. Morgan, live on Rivercrest, and they wanted me to express their appreciation to the streets department for getting some issues taken care of there at Rivercrest. They said all 8 of the residents that live there were ecstatic about getting the street paved and fixed, and they just wanted me to share that with everyone, and especially Craig. Mr. Metz.
Gold star to the streets department today.
We're not done yet.
Half a star to the streets department today.
You got 10 more years, you promised to stick around.
Any other council comments? If not, to let everybody know, there will be a special council meeting on September 18th, 2025 at 6 p.m. The purpose of that council meeting will be to primarily discuss where we as a city stand in looking at funding on various projects, especially focused on Spencer's Landing and some other area developments. That will be a time for discussion so that we can look for a way forward on that. After that, the next regular council meeting will be on Thursday, September 25th, 2025.
And there's a budget and finance meeting at 5:30 prior to that meeting.
That is correct. We have added an additional budget and finance, thank you for reminding me. An additional budget and finance meeting at 5:30 prior to that meeting so that we can take action on some various bids and contracts that we want to get in place fairly quickly before any weather were to turn bad. So there has been today, especially, a lot of conversation and comments regarding why the city is at half-staff. As many of you know, Mr. Charlie Kirk lost his life in a shooting yesterday, and the president put forth a presidential order to lower the flags to half-staff. We put that information out so that individuals would know why our flags are at half-staff. As a city, we have a responsibility to inform our residents of why those flags are at half-staff. It is not to promote, support, deter, take away from, bring attention to. We as a city are recognizing and following the presidential proclamation that was given. When we put information out, it is so that our residents and business owners know what has taken place. In light of recent events that have been going on, throughout the city, I particularly want to say that turning to violence is not the answer simply because you disagree with someone. In the city of Vienna, I stand here, a retiree from the United States military after 25 years of service in defending the Constitution, so that individuals have the right of free speech. Now that could be in support of something that we do, it can be of opposition of something we can do. It is an individual's right to have a difference of opinion. And in this council chamber, I want individuals to know that they have the freedom to come, speak, and share. And that this is an environment in which they will do so, and we as a city will always uphold that right and freedom of speech that people can exercise.
I think the flags are supposed to be half-staff today for September 11 also. I'm not sure the president might have known that, but.
It would have probably been there as well. Anything else? Thank each and every one of you, and this meeting is adjourned.
Mr. Turner, can you come up and see me for a second? Yeah, thank you.